Greetings. Peace, love, light that's rising. It's Courtney, the Urban Naturalist Association. I am preparing for the monthly food foraging workshop here at the Herb campus, and I wanted to share with you guys very quickly a wild edible. Since you can't join us, I want you still to be engaged in the environment around you, and it is very important to know the land. So, we are passing the plant that I'm going to talk about right now, and I'm just going to show it to you without getting really specific just yet. But this plant has a very interesting story, and it's actually saved some countries. So it is very abundant in the Midwest, and as you can see, when it finishes flowering, it releases seed heads in the way that dandelions do, through fluff. So the plant that I am referring to, that I would like for you to meet, is our cousin Canadian thistle. And Canadian thistle also goes by creeping thistle. This plant is a wild edible that is probably one of the least favorite of the wild edibles. There we have her. And she's the least favorite because she requires a bit more work than many people are willing to do for their food. Okay? I am going to show you why she causes trouble. You see? Each and every one of her leaves is rimmed and edged in prickles. Okay? She's a beautiful plant. She's a highly nutritious plant, and she knows it. And she knows how pretty those purple flowers are, so she has learned to protect herself. And because of this, not many people make use of her for food, but if you were, you would be getting more nutrition than you would get if you were eating spinach or kale from a supermarket. She has very high mineral qualities. She's high in zinc and copper, magnesium, phosphorus. All of those are valuable components for brain functioning and circulation. I'm hoping that you guys can still hear me. I have dropped my Bluetooth, so I'm going to try to continue talking while I look down around me for it in this grass. But an interesting story with this Canadian thistle, or this creeping thistle. European history, the history of Scotland. There's a story of them being able to win against the Vikings because of taking advantage of Canadian thistles and other thistles. Many of the thistles have these prickles that, cause a problem for many people. So they were able to win against the Vikings by lining the beach, that they knew that the Vikings would be coming in from to attack. They gathered as many of the thistles as they could. They lined the beach, and when the Vikings came to attack them at night, they hopped out, and they hopped out onto all of these spikes and prickles. So they were able to hold them back and get them back onto their ships and keep them off of their land with this plant. So it's actually in some of their heraldry and imagery when you look into like the coat of arms and things of that nature as it relates to Scotland. They value this plant a great deal for that reason. So you are able to pickle the flower heads before they open. If you can get past the leaves, you are able to pare or cut the edges away and use them fresh in salads or cooked down and added to dishes. The plant is perennial or biannual, which means it grows for at least 2 years. First year roots are um, good enough to eat. They provide a form of a starch, and with it comes inulin, which may cause a little gas, but all in all, the entire plant is one to know, because again, it may not be something that you want to do every evening. I wouldn't recommend it for that. But if you are in a survival situation and you needed something green to eat, and you need it to replenish on vitamins and minerals, this is surely an option for you and a very valuable plant to know. And that is your Canadian thistle. So it's abundant around the Midwest and other places, of course, because again, Canadian thistle, it tells us that it's as far north as Canada. Get out and see if you can find it. If you want to try it, pack a pair of gloves and a knife. Okay. The stems can be chopped and boiled as well, roasted. The plant is just an amazing plant to know. So I hope I have shared something with you that you maybe didn't know. I hope I've inspired you to be more curious about the abundance that's around you. And I hope that I've inspired you to maybe join me for a food foraging workshop here at the Hurt campus. Again, we meet every second Saturday from 9 a.m. until 11. And there's a tea bar of foraged plants for you to try. There are beautiful people for you to come and engage with who share a common interest. And there is the abundance and beauty of all of this nature that we can enjoy and take in. So I'm Courtney, and I am speaking on behalf of the Urban Naturalist Association. Connect with me on Instagram at NaturalistU. Connect with me on Facebook, the Urban Naturalist Association. Peace, love, light. Until next time.